Good afternoon. I am Raj. I head marketing, business development, and sales for MedStar. MedStar Multi-Specialty and Aesthetic Center is Dubai's second largest day surgery center. We do everything from mental to dental. We've got it covered. We are located just outside Healthcare City. We do departments like dental. We have gynecology, general medicine, proctology, general surgery, all of it. It's a one-stop place, and it's been there for about 3 years. And we decided to start working with Jennifer when we realized that we had a little problem with our sales pipeline. So healthcare, unlike other sectors, is slightly different. Here, it's not a commodity. It's definitely not a product. It's service, and it's service where the individual, the patient, is very worried about safety, about whether something is going to work for him or her. So anybody who comes to the center is always a little bit scared, even if it's for a general PCR test. As a small facility, our conversion pipeline really had to work when we were trying to ramp up. The history of this is the sales team evolved from what is basically a customer service team, handling cash transactions at the desk and helping coordinate things. We realized at one point that this needed to evolve because we were trying to acquire a lot of new customers. We came to the realization that to really ramp up business, we needed to generate about 70% revenues from new business, from new clients. Baseline at the beginning of the year, our call center was doing about 17% of calls were getting converted into a walk-in. Given the fact that online advertisement is definitely not cheap and losing so many patients was a problem. We also realized that at one point, our people were not converting people who had walked in. Somebody came in, it was a very transactional relationship. And people asked, do you have X? We never offered YZ. This kind of puts pressure on acquiring more and more new customers, and with CPAs around 40 to 50% of our customers' initial billing value. So this is where we decided we needed to restructure the team and look at specialized functions. We also realized that they did not have the structure for doing this. And that's when we decided to get Jennifer in and do her magic. The best thing about working with Jennifer is she does not cookie cut. So we had a couple of intense discussions, and we kept sending her presentation after presentation and data sheet after data sheet trying to explain our problem. She not only digested that, but she also insisted upon a pre-training debrief with the team, trying to understand, look at the problem from their sides, what their problems were, which was very important because often teams are just trained according to what senior management feels, and it still doesn't address their question. And that's why you have reluctance with training. And this is something which I found brilliant. And so that was a great start. The training sessions were intense. There was follow-up. The thing is, Jennifer's personality was, she came across as a breath of fresh air. People listened to her, which is very important when you're working with an external consultant. She cut across cultural barriers. We had, I think, at one point, 4 different nationalities who thought they knew 40 different best ways of doing things. People were engaged, people were doing homework, people were asking questions back, and that was good. So once we did the first 6 sessions, which were like the formal modules, the training and coaching part also helped. We saw some disengaged members from the team actually start blooming, which was great. And it may have actually saved somebody's job, somebody who was on the firing line, action line. So it was good. Training does not make any sense unless you have established a baseline and you see what the results are. For the first time, we started seeing active conversations around with patients around what they need. Anecdotal experience, one person came in for a vaccination. We ended up discovering that his wife needed emergency surgery. She consulted the gynecologist, went through the surgery. And just today morning, I see the husband downstairs. He's come back for an ENT consultation. That's amazing. I mean, for the first time, you're really building up relationships with people. So that's good. More of the same. Qualitative, move on to quantitative. First one, my team's more engaged. They know what they're doing. They have much more clarity on what they need to do. Top of the pipeline, I spoke of call conversion rates going from 20 to about 70. I'm happy if it stays above 60%. Standards for the industries are around 40%. Between about a sixth and a seventh of extra revenues last month because of working with the same patients once they have come into the clinic. The top of the pipeline, the call teams, the performance team brings people in. After that, it's the team which actually adds value by like trying to discover the things that we can do with the customer, building relationships. That was an aspect which was not really built in before, but I see that happening right now. Over the last 6 months, we have seen advertisement costs on Facebook, on Google, really shoot up. It's multiples of what we started the year with. So even on the same budget, I'm actually delivering higher numbers. And yes, and about right now, about 75% of our revenue is actually coming from new patients. So a lot of numbers, but all in all, it gives a very good indication of business health. Jennifer has an amazing way of delivering training. She engages everybody. And that happened. Okay, I've got to give you one incident. There was this day when the team was really unhappy because we were doing a lot of changes and we kind of it was one of the bad days. And I remember having this conversation with Jennifer just before she came in that day to do her training with, and said, we really need to make the team happy. And she did. We had like chocolates going all around for answering questions. Team was suddenly engaged. So yeah, it was more like not working with an external consultant, but more like working with a business partner. So yeah, finally, get Jennifer.